and Honda both want to satisfy your family transportation needs. Last year, the Sorento got a thorough redesign, and this year, it's the Pilot's turn. In a battle of style versus size, which of these three-row crossovers is right for you? Yep, the box is gone. Just like pretty much every other crossover in the segment, the Pilot is now well-rounded. Also making big news this year is a 3.5-liter V6 engine making 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. If you decide to splurge and get a touring or elite model, the 6-speed automatic is yanked out and replaced by a 9-speed borrowed from the Pilot's fancier cousin, the Acura MDX. This combination leads to impressive straight-line performance, but best of all, it is so smooth in operation. Everything under the hood feels well oiled. The Pilot is large and feels like a baby bus behind the wheel, but thankfully the ride quality is anything but bus-like. It is really smooth and absorbs all the bumps without getting upset, and outside noise is kept to a minimum as there is a lot of refinement built into the Pilot. For the price of $47,300, the Pilot Elite all-wheel drive comes equipped with 20-inch wheels and modern technology like active lane keep, adaptive cruise control, dual moonroofs, and a rear entertainment system. Fit and finish in the Pilot is a bit odd. Up front, everything is pleasing to the eyes and the touch, but by the middle row, it's a mix of both good and bad. And by the time you get to the third row, it's all ugly hard plastic. Another issue has to do with the infotainment screen. Now, I don't like the Honda Link system to begin with its pure touchscreen controls, but the actual screen here is set at such a steep angle, I'm getting glare off the windshield and the moonroof. And if you opt for the Elite model like I'm driving, my beloved Honda Lane Watch camera is removed and replaced by regular blind spot monitors. Passengers back here should enjoy the airiness of the massive moonroof and whatever they're watching on the flip-down video screen, because there is a lot of space. And I have zero headroom issues, and legroom actually isn't that bad back here. But the seat cushions are set pretty low. Then again, they're really meant for children and not adults. And getting in and out of this third row is pretty easy thanks to ample maneuver room and this fantastic single button operation for the seats. And people that are actually sitting in the second row will enjoy all the comfort of front seat passengers, including heated seats. It's obvious there is a size difference between the two vehicles. The Pilot is longer, taller, and wider than the Sorento, and it's none more obvious than back here. Although legroom is similar to the Pilot's, there isn't much headroom. Now, seat comfort's okay, so kids will like it that do sit back here, but overall this is not a place for anyone with any height. And although I do like the idea of Kia giving storage bins and cup holders to backseat passengers, it takes away the armrest, so there's nowhere to put your arms. In the second row, space once again is a little more cramped than the Pilot, but seat comfort is a little bit better. To actually access the third row, there's a single lever that requires just one hand, but isn't as slick as Honda's single button. And the actual space to get in the third row requires extreme agility as there isn't much of an opening. The smaller size also hurts cargo capacity. With just over 11 cubic feet, the Sorento can't come anywhere near the Pilot's 18 cubic foot storage area. The Pilot also has an adjustable load floor, and if more space is needed, the third row seats can be lowered with just one arm, whereas in the Sorento it requires two arms. Even with a smaller size, the Sorento actually tips the scales a little bit higher than the Pilot. Still, with its smaller dimensions, it feels more agile and responsive on the road. Power for the Sorento comes from a 3.3-liter V6 that's up 10 horsepower compared to the Pilot, but down 10 pound-feet of torque. Equipped with a more conventional 6-speed automatic transmission, power delivery to the road isn't as robust as it is in the Pilot, despite similar power-to-weight ratios. And the actual operation of the engine and transmission in the Sorento aren't as smooth as the Hondas either. And speaking of smooth, the ride quality in the Sorento isn't as comfortable as you find in the Pilot. But the one area where the Sorento does hold an advantage is style. This is one of the most stylish mainstream three-row crossovers on the market. In fact, I don't think it would be that out of place if there was a Lexus or Acura badge on the front of the Sorento. Inside, everything is laid out in a logical and easy-to-use fashion, and I like that the display screen is slightly recessed to eliminate glare. As well, there's actual hard buttons and knobs to control the infotainment system, which, as I said, the Pilot is sorely lacking. The front seat, though, isn't quite as comfortable as the Pilot's, as there are some hard spots that I just can't quite get used to. Second row passengers are a bit more spoiled in the Sorento, as the quality of materials are the same back there as they are up front, unlike the Honda. And there is also a true panoramic sunroof as opposed to a dual setup found in the Honda. For $800 less than the Pilot, the Sorento comes equipped with all the same equipment minus the rear entertainment system and the active lane keep. It does, however, come with an around view camera system that really helps with parking. If you aspire to own a luxury crossover but can't quite afford to foot the bill on one, then maybe the Sorento is for you. Otherwise, the Pilot can handle any family hauling task you can throw at it, making it the better choice.